In a living room shows John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Norm Macdonald, and Gilbert Gottfried drinking beers and listening to music. Farley puts his hand on Belushi's shoulder and says, "Thanks for throwing me this bachelor party, man. It rocks." Belushi, "No problem, little brother. But the best part is about to arrive any minute." Farley, "No way, you got a stripper? You're the best." McDonald puts his hand on Farley's shoulder and says, "I think you're really going to like this stripper. I picked her out myself." There's a knock on the door. Belushi, "That must be her now." Belushi opens the door and Gilda Radner walks in dressed like an old lady in a nightgown. Belushi, "What the hell?" Radner, "I heard there's a whippersnapper here who likes older ladies." Belushi turns to McDonald and says, "I was thinking we would get a MILF, not a grandma." McDonald, "Now just give her a chance, you know." Radner, "Oh, bless your heart, you young'uns. I've been doing this since the 50s. I know what I'm doing." Farley turns to McDonald and says, "What the hell, Bob? This stripper's old as shit." Radner, "Now watch your mouth, young man, or I'm going to have to wash it out with soap." Hartman, "You mean like dirty, sexy soap?" Radner, "No, just regular boring bar of soap. Now who's the big man who's getting married next week?" Farley raises his hand and says, "Me, Grandma." Radner, "All right, take a seat in a chair." The men cheer as Farley sits down in a chair. Radner sits on Farley's lap and says, "So, I heard you wanted a MILF stripper, huh, big boy?" Farley, "That's right." Radner starts to give Farley a lap dance. The other men cheer. Hartman whispers to Gottfried, "I can't believe Bart has to settle for a grandma as a stripper." Radner gets off Farley's lap and removes her nightgown, exposing her naked body. Gottfried, "Shit, she looks pretty good to me." Farley, "Whoa, I thought you were an old lady." Radner, "I'm 95 years old. I just work out a lot." Radner gets back onto Farley's lap and gives him a lap dance. The men cheer. There's a knock on the door. Belushi gets the door. Denitra Vance, as a stripper, walks in and says, "You ordered a stripper?" Belushi points at Radner and says, "Yeah, but she's already here." Jan Hooks walks into the room through the open door and says, "What the hell is going on in here?" McDonald rubs his hands together with a devilish grin and turns off the music. Radner stops dancing on Farley. Belushi, "Jenny, what the hell are you doing here?" Hooks, "Bob texted me and told me to come here, saying there was an emergency." McDonald, "Guilty as charged." Farley pushes Radner off his lap and says, "Honey, it's not what it looks like." Hooks, "Grandma, what the hell are you doing here?" Radner, "I'm sorry, sweetie. Bob texted me and thought it would be a swell prank if Bart ended up getting a lap dance from his future grandma-in-law." McDonald, grinning ear to ear, says, "Again, guilty as charged." Hooks, "I can't believe I just walked in here and saw my own grandma grinding herself on your lap." Farley, "I'm sorry, honey. I didn't know it was your grandma." Hooks, "I don't know if I can still go through with the wedding." Hooks leaves. McDonald puts back on the music. Belushi, "Come on, Bob. Maybe we should call it a night." McDonald, "No way, man. I still want a piece of Bart's dirty old grandma-in-law. And dead from the earth, we're not alive. It's Saturday Not Alive, starring John Belushi, Chris Farley, Phil Hartman, Jen Hooks, Norm MacDonald, Gilda Radner, Danitra Vance, and with many other special deceased contributors. Musical guest, Robert Schumann, and your host, Michael Sarrazin. Everybody, Michael Sarrazin. Applause, applause, applause. Sarrazin. Thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here. I was an actor who was in many, many films, including my breakout role in They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Applause, applause, applause. Sarrazin. And I also hosted Saturday Night Live in its third season back in 1978. The date of that episode was April 15th. So I mentioned in my monologue that it was tax day, the anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic, as well as Booth Day. Booth Day refers to the fact that John Wilkes Booth, an actor, shot President Lincoln on April 15th. Being an actor, I mentioned that it was superstition in the theater that April 15th was a bad luck day, until, of course, the day that a president assassinates an actor. Shows John Wilkes Booth sitting in the audience in the balcony. Tepid applause. Sarrazin. Oh, Mr. Booth, I didn't know you were here. Booth nervously waves. Abraham Lincoln comes out on stage. Applause, applause, applause. Sarrazin. Oh my God, what an honor. President Lincoln, so nice of you to join us. Lincoln. No problem, Mr. Sarrazin. I wanted to mention how much I liked you in For Pete's Sake. Sarrazin. Thank you, Mr. President. How can I help you? Lincoln. Oh, I'm just making sure the eyes stay on me. A gunshot is heard and shows Booth clutching at his chest and falling down from the balcony. Sarrazin. Oh my God, what just happened? Shows Richard Nixon give Lincoln a thumbs up from the balcony before departing. Lincoln. Oh, don't worry about it, Mr. Sarrazin. I just want to let performers know that they don't have to worry about Booth Day anymore. Booth gets up from the floor and drags himself onto the stage covered in blood. Booth. One problem, Lincoln. I'm already dead. Lincoln. Damn it, he's right. Sorry, Mr. Sarrazin, I tried to help, but a president still has yet to assassinate an actor. But give President Biden some time. I'm sure he'll find a way. Sarrazin. Abraham Lincoln and John Wilkes Booth, everybody. Applause, applause, applause. Sarrazin. We have a great show tonight. Composer Robert Schumann is here, so get ready for a carnival. We'll be right back.